Welcome back to the channel. This is our last video for Series 5 World of Halo, at least until I can find Arbiter, but this is Spartan Locke. Also, we're still waiting for those 2 packs in Series 6. You can see them on the back of the ODST drop pod packaging. So far, no sightings have been seen of these. Once I know when and where we can get them, I will be posting them on both YouTube and Instagram. Before we get started, I want to show you an updated shelfie of my Halo collection. So this is just going to be a very quick shelfie, just showing you the Halo collection as it is so far. So this has kind of been like my Halo 3 overtaken shelf, just because I have a lot of that stuff over there. There's some Halo 2 figures as well. And then we have our Spartans so far. Obviously we're going to put Spartan Locke in there. I have some Marines, some company down there, just hanging out and doing their thing. And then I have some other random stuff. And I don't know if y'all been following me on Instagram, but I found this Arbiter McFarlane statue at Savers for $9.99. I think that's like an $80 figure. So I kept the price tag on there just because, I mean, how incredible was that? And then that's our Mattel Arbiter, the Mega Construct San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, the Jazwares Comic-Con exclusive from this past year. And then over here is the McFarlane shelf. I have a downed ODST right there, but I've been slowly putting my McFarlane figures back into storage, just making more room for like Spartan collection, and then obviously the World of Halo, which is my big and main focus. Here is Spartan Locke. Series 5 World of Halo comes with the battle rifle and a sculpted, it looks like a sculpted base plate, which looks really cool. So this is a part of Series 5. This was imported by my really good friend Kelsey, who lives in Canada. She went out of her way to track down this way for me. Still hunting for Arbiter, but hopefully sooner than later I can get him and then review him on the channel. Those of you that are new here or new to the World of Halo, here is the back of the packaging with all the figures released in Series 5. I have already reviewed Master Chief, ODST, Sergeant Johnson, Grunt Grenadier, and now it is Spartan Locke's turn. As always, I like to show the barcode and the Target DPCI to help you track this figure down. Now, this whole wave was put up on the Target app, as we know, but never went live, so here's to hoping that it may hit the Target stores once it goes live in the States, but who knows. This entire wave should be hitting the States spring of 2023, Fred Meyer's, Walgreens, and HEB. So if you've been following me, then you saw that I went live with the Jazwares team. We discussed World of Halo and Micro Galaxy Squadron, and that is the slated date for the States, and hopefully the UK will see a wide release as well. I am going to tear into this box because it is nowhere near perfect, and I am planning on opening it anyways. Here is Spartan Jameson Locke out of the packaging. Ever since I first saw this figure, I thought we could possibly be getting Fireteam Osiris, and then long and behold, Series 6 has Spartan Buck. This figure is awesome. I've had some time to mess with it off camera. It has great posability, as you can see here. Now, I gotta say, Halo 5 Guardians has some amazing cutscenes. I mean, just that opening one when Fireteam Osiris is flying through the sky and they're just hitting stuff and they're landing through the snow, and just the physics behind that when they hit the ground, the amount of force that comes out. I mean, there was nothing like that, and I get chills watching it to this day. He comes with the battle rifle, also this stand, which has some sculpting and some detail on it. Here we'll take a close-up of the sculpting and paint applications. Everything looks really good, except I think it's missing that Oni logo at the left chest plate. I mean, we can see that quite a bit within the game, so I'm not quite sure why it would be missing here. I mean, especially since we have other figures that have smaller decals and, you know, things like that on their armor, so it kind of is what it is. But the sculpting continues, looks really good throughout the figure, and you can see all the way down to the bottom of the feet. Other than that, I mean, the World of Halo continues to give us awesome sculpts on our Spartans. Like the rest of our figures, he can hold a weapon on his back. It is a hex pinhole, which will allow the weapon to fit more snug. One of the reasons why I'm so impressed with this figure is just how stiff these joints are. I mean, I have like nothing that's like overly loose. I mean, this is just awesome to me. And these hip joints right here are like super tight. So, I mean, I can't get enough of that. That is awesome. So that leads us into articulation. We should be able to flex forwards, and we can go backwards. And then we should also be able to take the head and rotate it around if this trap armor doesn't get in the way. And nope, we got it all the way around. At the shoulders, we can raise them about less than 90 degrees, about that high before this shoulder piece gets in the way. But we can also take the arm and rotate it around at the base of the shoulder. The elbow has a hinge and swivel like we've seen with the rest of our World of Halo, so we can flex it forwards and backwards, and no hyperextension, but that's okay. We can also rotate the arm around. And when it comes to range of motion, we have a good 90 degrees, which is awesome. Another reason why I'm excited about this figure. That moves us into the wrist. Same thing like we've seen before, flexion forwards and backwards, and we can also spin it around. When it comes to the torso, we have 2 points right here. So at the lower part of the chest, we have a little bit of flexion moving forwards and backwards. I mean, it's not much, and we've never really seen a whole lot with the Spartans. I mean, just because their armor is so bulky that this part gets in the way from the front and the back. But if I move down lower towards the hip area, I have a little bit of play right here, which is pretty cool. I mean, I can't go too much because I'm going to just separate the ball joint from there. But I mean, that's a little bit more play than I think we've seen. At the hips, these legs are super stiff, which I love. You might be able to hear it click, just like so. And that's awesome. I mean, I love that so much. So we can do a seated position. We can bring the legs on down. So it looks like we can do almost the full splits. I mean, there's a little bit of restriction at the top thigh armor, but that's still pretty impressive. And then once we bring those legs on in, there is a swivel at the top of the thigh on the inside right there. So we can just take those legs and then we can rotate them inwards and outwards. Not a crazy amount because the back part of the thigh armor gets in the way of the glutes right there, but still enough. And as you know, we have double brakes here at the knees. So, I mean, this back part of the upper calf is going to get in the way, just that armor. I mean, that's just the nature of the armor, so it is what it is. So we still have some great flexion and we can move both legs backwards. And then at the ankles, same thing. We have a hinge and swivel. We can flex it forwards and backwards, and we can spin it around, giving us a great range of motion. Here's a standing comparison of Spartan Buck next to Locke and Halo 5 Master Chief. Here we have every single Spartan that's been released in the world of Halo so far, with the exception of Noble 6, which should be coming out hopefully very soon. It is a Series 6 2-pack. Once I get wind of when and where that will be dropping, I will obviously be posting on here and Instagram. But dang, let's just take a moment to look at all of these beautiful Spartans. I mean, it's nuts. Where this line started and where it's at now, I'm just very grateful and just happy to just look at all of these Spartans. I'd also like to take a look at Hyperion standing next to Locke. So we don't physically get to see the death of Locke. We just know that Hyperion has Locke's helmet on his right shoulder. So, I mean, some speculate that he may still be alive, but, I mean, what kind of Spartan just leaves helmets and stuff like that behind? Even in Halo Infinite, you can hear in one of the broadcasting towers how Hyperion uses the helmet as a trophy. Since we don't have a Halo 5 Arbiter in this set, I might as well show you the Mattel and the Spartan Collection one. Alright, that wraps up the review and unboxing of Series 5 World of Halo Spartan Locke. My final thoughts on this figure: it's great to have another Spartan to the collection. Glad we are getting the leader of Fireteam Osiris. Hopefully that means we will be getting the rest of Fireteam Osiris down the line. The only real area I could see for improvement is going to be the stamping of Oni on the left chest plate. We can see it in the game, but it's not on the figure. That's not a deal breaker for me, but it's just interesting because we have other Spartans that have similar decals and even smaller ones applied to their Spartan armor. But other than that, it's a solid figure, and I think it's going to be a great one to your collection. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, where I do toy photography, toy videos, toy hunts, toy deals, and all things toy related. I will definitely be posting once these start hitting the States, as well as those Series 6 2-packs. Be sure to like and subscribe. It is free, and we will see y'all in the next video.